Hi, my name is Rose. I am in first grade, and here's my poem. My guinea pig. Squirmy, squeaky, fluffy, cute, eating stems, leaves, and roots. A fuzzy, silky, curly wig. It's my sweet little guinea pig.
And I'm going to be reading my poem, Once Upon a Time. Once upon a time, I had a rhyme of a cat who sat in a hat. This cat was very funny and had a friend Bunny. Together they share a banana with hair, and they go off to the fair. By Estella Hamilton. Thank you.
Cheesy potatoes, lumpy, made by my mom, makes my mouth water, tastes delicious, soft, like the tiniest bit chewy. Yummy cheese sauce over peeled sliced potatoes. I could eat them every day with a fork or a spoon.
My name's Henry and I'm going to read you a poem. The Snow. The snow is cold, the snow is nice, the snow is cold in between your toes.
Everything dies, it's a part of life, just like that tree that got chopped by a knife. If you just wait here and let me explain, you might get the gist of this sort of thing. There's a dead leaf that fell to the ground, leaving food for a worm or a composting mound. Composting's good, as you can see. It makes more dirt for a little oak tree, like that one little rose that got eaten by a bird. But that bird was just trying to eat, you've heard. What if the bird drops its prey with its feet? A vulture will circle and fly down to eat. Predators and prey, they all go together. If you think about it, they are birds of a feather. When something dies, it makes something else grow. So that is very important, you know. Without dying things, we'd have nothing else new. It's just the cycle of life, it's true.
Hi everybody, my name is Isabel, and today I'm going to be reading you my poem, Music and Me. They say music makes you happy, and I think it must be so, because when I hear music, something happens in my toes. My legs start to wiggle, then I start to snap the beat, my head starts wobbling, and I go wild in my seat. I can't seem to help it. Something happens to my mouth. My body starts singing, I just have to let it out. When the song comes to an end, I feel a little sad, but when the next song starts, I'm back to feeling glad. Music really does make you happy. What they say is true. If the world had no music, I don't know what we'd do. Really enjoyed reading this to you guys. Bye!
This is my poem called Tiny. My tiny dog can be so very cute, but sometimes I want to put him on mute. He likes to yip and yip all day, and when it's time for dinner, he goes yip yip, hooray!
Hi, my name is Ruby Delph, and I'm a third grader, and here's my poem. Lazy Daisy, my silly cat, how you love to sleep on the mat. Your mind is full of fun, it seems, when you have your kitty dreams. Do you think you're watching coy? This must bring you lots of joy. Lazy Daisy, do you play in your mind as you doze all day, dreaming and peaceful on your seat? Lazy Daisy, you are so sweet.
Hi, my name is Paige Overmiller, and this is my poem, A Tiny Seed. A tiny seed is planted in the depths of the deep, dark soil. A new life has begun. The seed pushes its way through the moist soil until it reaches the light, until it can breathe. The world changes. Water droplets fall. The sky darkens. Thunder booms overhead. But the little plant keeps growing, desperate to reach the sky. As the water vanishes and the sun comes out, a promising rainbow, reflected by the sunlight, hangs bright in the sky, like thousands of little butterflies. The little plant opens its leaves and smiles in the sun. It's destined to shine, shine like the sun, destined to make its own one day and begin new life.
Winter Wonder. I hear her soft meow. I follow the light paw prints. She's nestled in white.
A True Wonderland by Faith Champagne. I once found a land much different from ours, vibrant and beautiful and filled with flowers. How I arrived there, I'm really not sure. I don't know if it was through a portal or perhaps a door. All I knew was that I never wanted to leave. But who would, with all the marvelous things to see? Crystal clear rivers that sparkled in the sun. I knew I'd miss this magical place once my visit was done. What with all the birds, singing so loud, nothing alive could match their astonishing sound. And then there were the trees, colored various shades, pinks, purples, blues, greens. I never wanted it to fade. I wanted to stay forever in this magical world, but I couldn't, for I was only a girl. I could never live up to the beauty found here, with its spectacular sights and sounds always so near. Nothing could ever compare to this place. No scenery, no landmark, it was a fact I had to face. Never again would I see this, so I took it all in. And suddenly, I was back home, remembering where I'd been. But I now knew I was all right here, in my own magical world, and I would stay there, for I was only a girl.
Hi, my name is Sam. My poem is Fun Fish Feeding Time. Blub, blub, blub. As the stripy fish swim through my gigantic aquarium, I open up the lid to put a pinch of fish food in. I watch them speedily dart to gulp the tiny colorful pieces of food into their stomachs. The brightly colored fish blow bubbles as they swallow the food. They use their agile fins to swim away fast and quietly hide in the coral. They peek out and watch me walk away. Once I'm gone, they emerge and happily swim around the tall green plants. Blub, blub, blub.
The Missing Book by Beautiful Williams. Whither art thee, O wonderful booketh? I hast did look for thee for longer than you couldst imagine. I am hast lost without thee, O admirable booketh. Thou art absolute, and thither is nay other like thee. I long to engulf thy pages as a predator engulfs its prey. Nevertheless, I shall not giveth up mine own sore search for thee, and I shall cometh back triumphant.
Hi, my name is Owen Sloffer, and I'm in 7th grade at Central York Middle School. This is my poem, Swim Fast. Put on your cap and swim fast. Put on your goggles and don't get last. Win the race, but set a good pace. The crowd chants to swim fast. They do not want to get last. Go fast, go fast, go fast. Beep goes the starting buzzer. I dive into the cool pool. I don't want to look like a fool. I'm swimming so fast, I do not want to get last. Splash, dash, go very fast. No, I won't lose. No, I don't lose. No, I won't go down without a bruise. Coaches cheer, teammates tear. I will whip as fast as the wind, so that everyone will have grin. I swam fast, I did not get last. I got first, I'm about to burst. I set my pace, I had a good race, I did my best, so now I rest.
The Snow by Olivia Craven, an 8th grade student at Central York Middle School. The snow. School's out, not a soul to be found on the evening of the blizzard. The street roads as white as a sheet of paper. My glass window is ice, so cold. Ooh, the wind seems to say, as it rips through the little forgotten town. The small little Christmas lights shine through the thick snow. All the little kids dancing around are ants compared to the snow, but they don't care. I do. The clouds seem to scream snow as if it will never stop. But as it falls, the thought of help seems to fade. Everything gets covered by a lock never to be opened, ever.
Winter Illusion. My hands were brutally shaking. My lips were viciously quaking. I was trembling in the snow, and it seemed no one would ever know. I didn't even have one mitten, and I was violently being bitten. The evening was going by so slow, and it seemed no one would ever know. Then suddenly I thought I'd lost my sight, because there was only light and no more white. It was a fire, warm and bright, and a lady was tucking me in tight. The yellow room smelled of chocolate cakes, and on the table I also saw 2 steaks. Then the lady put on some brew, and I was happy that someone knew. She told me she was old and knows lots, and that being cold can make you see dots. Then a fur coat and blanket is what she threw, and I was happy that someone knew. Then suddenly I thought I'd lost my sight, because there was only white and no more light. The snowflakes were like a million mites, and I was no longer tucked in tight. I had no delicious banquet, and no more cozy blanket. The lady was gone, and I was still in the snow, and it seemed no one would ever know. But then I saw a familiar face appear. The old lady was once again here. I thought it was another wind illusion, but her gentle touch took away my confusion. This was actually real, and overwhelming joy was all I could feel. I was no longer alone and blue, and this lady really knew. She knew I was cold and sad, and when she went to take me home, I found that her hug was the warmest I'd ever had.
Mid-afternoon, summertime. The gentle sound of rain just beginning tells me that it's time to go upstairs to my room and let myself get lost in it. A gentle downpour is coming. I'm aware that each moment that passes is becoming a memory. So I sit and listen to the clouds. They are giving back to the world. Then I remember incense in a blue box that is covered in writing from a language I don't speak, from a country that is far from my bedroom. Gently, I take a cone from its wrapping, inhaling the sweet, earthy scent. I set it in its stand, golden and scorched, patiently waiting. And then comes the flame, and as beautiful as it is, I give it a few seconds to glow before I exhale ever so slightly, and it's gone. And in an instant, the smoke appears, a thin stream. I don't dare to move or breathe until I see the solid, silvery ribbons fill the air, ascending. Graceful waves of smoke, silent. They create a cloud that hangs around me, and I abandon everything to drink in their magic. Closing my eyes, then opening them again, a tapestry of smoke hangs against the gray of the sky outside my window. I smile to myself as smoke tumbles up and out, burying itself deep into my hair and clothes, and I am mesmerized, the smoke sealing me in a veil and whispering lovely things in my ear, telling me how lucky I am to be here right now. And all the while the rain still streams, delicately yet unfailingly. I can imagine the shock of the cold, wet drops, and the soft, shining light of gratitude grows deep inside me, because I'm inside, enjoying the beauty of the rain without its clinging discomfort. And I know that everything is connected, me, my incense, the rain, and I'm just so thankful to be part of it all.
The irony in my pain. I think that the beauty of being in pain is the irony. The deep red color that pairs that word in my mind is really quite lovely. It's a fire with the soft waves of heat and a subdued flickering motion, without yellow and orange tones seen in your artificial fireplace, just red. Dark, scarlet, beautiful, blood red, silky swirls of color. Irony. It's one of the prettiest colored words I know. I suppose that's all subjective though, not everyone likes red. Pain. It's an ugly word. It's brown but almost black dirt-stained bricks. It's blood splatters on a muddy surface, the droplets barely standing out. It's physical, mental pounding in your body or your brain. The two words come together when people like me put them there. We find ourselves in pain so long that it becomes a part of us, and we start to doubt that we can be anything without it. I thought I had healed, and honestly I probably could have kept going. But some little part of me told me to go back and open up those wounds because I would be nothing without them. I told myself that without my pain, nobody would even look at me. Nobody would talk to me. At least when I was hurt, they tried to fix me. Irony. It's ironic, don't you think, that I could ease all this pain, and yet for some reason I choose not to.
As I grew older, I began to understand home was a person, not a place. So what was I supposed to do when the only home I knew left?
The wind was glistening in the air with the quiet sound of the birds. The air was fair, but I never cared.
Hello there, my name is Ryan Steinheimer. My poem is called Where Else? Let me lie my lonely mind among lands maxed with lilacs. Lazily looming limbs mopped across the mounds. Where else but dreamland? Fiends firing slots of shots at friends, formerly family, finally fading to foes. Slinging on a sack of snacks on their backs, stealing standing still, not so silently. Where else but the real world? Happily hopping in heaven, holding hands and healing the hurt with hope. Wounds washed away without worry. We all wander the forever forest. Where else but dreamland? Car crashes and clashes of the masses, madness. Cold cord corporate counselors controlling polite people, politicizing persistently. Please, I pray for even a piece of peace. Where else but the real world? Glistening golden gates glow, going into the garden of good spirit. Red roses raising, daisies dancing, life letting life live, lovely. Where else but dreamland? Souls stuck simultaneously between separate sides, reality reaching roughly through the rabbit hole, grabbing with grimy, greasy hands, dreamland desperately doing its best. Where else can we go? Thank you.
sickening purple, obviously poisonous. I would not indulge in such things, obviously. I'm not scared, I just know. Nauseating violet with raw blood rashes. It might as well be written plainly. I'm not hurt, I'm wary. Empty black, a cold sphere. It's watching me, but I know. I know its tricks. I know the texture and the panic, and eventually the relief. I knew it all until you left and I forgot. Royal purple, elegant and luxurious. Why not? Just this once. Why was I afraid? It's delicious. Perfect violet with plump red kisses. Beautiful cursive I could read for hours. I'm invincible, and it keeps growing taller. Smooth black, the perfect curve. It adores me. I revel in it. I'm covered in a warm blanket. I let it press me down. It pushes me down until I start to sink, and this time I let it take me.
The Charisma Reader by Madge Myers. My childhood was spattered with a flurry of cream pages and crisp inked words. They were my fondest playmates, the friends I held tight to my chest into the shadows of the night. I adored the fairy tales, admired the ease of their narratives, how every piece, no matter how delicate or how cruel, clicked into the perfect place by the time I finished the story. As years passed, fewer books landed in my grasp, but my love of narratives not once faltered. Then I became the author, with reality as my blank slate. Although my characters were often unaware of their surrounding plots, they were an author's dream. The foolish antagonist, the comedic best friend, the emerging love interest. Yet, once each story reached its climax and trickled down with falling action, I closed the book and ended the tale in search of another book to fill my reader's void.
Hi, I'm Angela, and this is my poem, Aftertaste. A serpent brought us together. First, it was sweet, like freshly picked honeycomb under the southern summer sun. With you, it felt right. I had found where I was meant to be. I had found my true home. You used to hold me as if you thought I was a hallucination, that I would disappear and never had existed at all. Slowly but surely, your grip on me loosened, and yet I could still feel you, even when you had left and the honeycomb rotted on my tongue.
Hi there, my name's Angel Anderson, and I wrote Out of Love for the poetry contest that you're watching the rewards for now. So I hope you like it. December air is bleak and cold, their blushing turns to being bold, so soon they both have hands to hold, they're walking through a dream. Hand in hand they grow their romance, a classic show of love's first glance, and giving each many a chance, the honeymoon phase leads. Up in clouds even closer now, its glow still fades away somehow, but seems it's falling anyhow, too hard to let them go. Was it something that they had said, we wish we knew each other's heads, so all the feelings weren't misled, were we not meant to be? Many words to be unspoken because of what we had chosen, and only one is heartbroken, what made it all go wrong. Their happy dance floated away, still hard to keep the thoughts at bay, all they wanted was them to stay, it's just how life goes on. Thank you.